to get me the pump so you can go in. Keep my back for you.
Alright, hi everyone, we're here with three-time Mr. Natural Universe Kyoshi Moody and three-time Mr. Natural Olympia Kyoshi Moody. Tell us about how the Natural Universe went in Australia.
Actually down in hi guys, down in Australia, the event was held down in Brisbane in Australia. You know, it was like 3 weeks before the Natural Olympia, and actually I got down there 2 weeks ahead of time, and I did some seminars, visited some schools down there, Bray Park High School, and that was a very, very awesome, awesome event that they had. I love talking to the kids, so that was a really great experience. They also had the Brisbane Health and Fitness Expo, so I was one of the speakers down there, and that was their first annual Health and Fitness Expo, and that was an awesome event too. Got to meet a lot of great people. But the Natural Universe, I'll head on to the Natural Universe. It was a great experience. Jason Woodford was a promoter. He's always been a great friend of mine. Very good contest promoter, and he puts on great shows. And spectator-wise, it was about 1,200 people, and competitors, it was well over 200 people. So it was a great run show. Went very, very fast. I just had a little bit of bad experience, but it actually came out to my favor. It came out good. I was actually supposed to be picked up about 12 o'clock. Jason was supposed to be picked up about 12 o'clock. But I didn't get picked up until about 3:30, almost 4 o'clock, and I was supposed to go on at 4:30, 4:45. So, I only had 30 minutes to get ready while I was down there. So, that part didn't run too well. But leading into the show, I knew it was going to be a hard show. I had likes of Justin Figueroa, Mike Waddington, Joel Romanes, Tim Martin, as well as some guys from Indonesia. They were all going to bring their packages, and I know from the past that these guys have always come in hard, and they've always come in conditioned. So I knew I would at least have to be at 100%, if not maybe like 99, 100%, close to that to even beat these guys, especially on their home turf, in Australia. And so that's why I actually went down a little bit early. Jason asked me if I could come down early, and I did. And so just the whole experience alone was awesome. And we didn't get to actually do any kind of posing routines or anything, and it's just like a one-show format. So we go out there, go through our mandatories, get down to the guests, get down to posing, go down to the audience, and be able to interact with the fans. Come back, they award it, and that show. Once I got down there, I knew that I would have to stay on top of my game. So the whole time I had to make sure that I was doing my cardio every single day, I had to do my training every single day, stay on top of me. Thank you with Sarah and Jason. The chicken was always cooked, the rice was always made, the vegetables was always prepared, the eggs were always there. So I never ventured from my diet. My diet was always on. Going back to the Natural Universe, it was a great experience because I know the up-and-comer to me is Justin Figueroa. The kid's thick, and his conditioning is very good, and I know he's only going to get better. And basically I'm the old man of the group. I'm about to be 41, and all these other guys are in their early 30s, 20s, and mid 30s, and I still got about 5-6 years on them. But maturity is always going to win out, and the old man's always going to prevail. So as far as the Natural Universe, I was very, very fortunate to come out with a win, my third Natural Universe title in a row. So I thank everybody that actually helped me for that show, and so it was a very, very trying experience.
What was your favorite part of Australia in the show?
The favorite part,
most memorable. The
most memorable part of the Natural Universe, I would have to say, was actually awarding my first place medal to Bray Park High School. And every time I've come down to Australia, they've always let me come to their school, let me talk to their kids. I got to meet with the principal and some other faculty down there. So it was a very, very great experience.
From Australia, how many weeks did you have in between Australia and the Natural Olympia?
When I got back from Australia, I had 3 weeks 3 weeks to prepare. Yeah, 3 weeks to prepare for the Natural Olympia. But the first week I came back, I actually caught a little bit of a bug, and so that kind of actually put me down for a week. So I only had 2 weeks. I think I got 2.5 weeks to prepare for, you know, the Natural Olympia. But you know, I had to do it. You know, I had to get on my ball, I had to get on my game. You know, my girlfriend Julianne really helped me out a lot by making sure that I had to stay on top of my game. You know, she bugged me every day. So you know what, you can't get complacent. You can't get content about, you know, what your physique looks like. You got to get better. And you know, I hit the cardio every day, morning, hit the cardio at night. You know, I even bumped up my training twice a day. So it was very, very difficult the last 2 weeks, but you know, that's something that I had to get done.
Perfect. Now, you were in your element. You're back home training your own gym. In Australia, you were not. Were you worried about Justin? Were you content and happy with your physique? Or are you coming in better?
You know, I can't really worry about too much about, you know, what other people are doing as far as like with Justin, Mike. You know, I already know what kind of package they can bring. I had to really concentrate on myself, making sure that I was in condition. I was going to be better, because I know the 3 weeks they had to get better, so I had to even get better. I couldn't get, you know, content about my physique as far as, you know what, I have some lines here, you know, I can go ahead and hold off, I don't have to do legs, or I can back off on my cardio. You know, if anything, I doubled up on my cardio instead of, you know, I was doing cardio for 30 minutes while I was in Australia. When I got back here, I jumped back on, I was doing 50 minutes for 50 minutes. So that's one thing that, you know, I didn't really slack on. I picked it up a notch, you know, going into the Natural Olympia. So that really helped me out a lot as far as like, you know, getting back on my game, because I'm back at home, and it really helped me out as far as like, you know, with my food. You know, one thing that I really incorporated this year that, you know, me and Julianne in the beginning of the year that we really incorporated was more of the fats, the bison, and, you know, more of the almond butters, which, you know, I've never done before up until this year. You know, before it was always about carbing up, making sure I stay full, but with the fats, it's a different thing for me this year. You know, every year it's going to change, but this year, you know, the fats really helped me out a lot.
I think we noticed too, it wasn't necessarily peanut butter, almond butter, it was mostly the red meat, correct?
Yes, you know, this year, you know, I went down to the market. Actually, we're down here in Coronado right now, and right around the corner is where I get my bison from, my buffalo meat. And, you know, I get these buffalo patties, and I happened to stop in one day, and, you know, I said, you know, let me try this. So I tried it, and, you know, we noticed right away within like the first week that I was staying full. And this was actually before I went down to the Natural Universe. And, you know, that's one thing that when I went down to the Natural Universe, they didn't have bison down there. So it was really, really tough for me to get, so I just stuck with red meat and just chicken. But when I came back here to the States, you know, even with some of my clients that were in the Natural Olympia, you know, they use bison. I use bison because it stays full. I end up, you know, they're good fats, and it's still a lean meat. So that's one thing that, you know, I really incorporated this year as far as like with the bison.
Perfect. Now, were you nervous about the Olympia? Were you excited to be there? What were your kind of moments before you stepped on stage? Or
I was more, you know, I talked to Julianne ahead of time, and I told her I was more excited about this show, because me prepping for the show, you know, I knew I had to give it 110%, and then I felt like I did, and I was more excited about getting back on stage than more nervous about being anything. And, you know, I'm always going to get nervous before I step on stage. That's just, you know, that's just human nature. You know, you're going to get nervous before you step on stage, and before you play any kind of event or anything, you get a little bit of butterflies. But this time around, I was more excited. You know, the excitement of getting out on stage, of what I, you know, worked so hard for throughout the year. You know, because this year was a little bit different than last year. So, you know, I always, right before I get on stage, I always say a prayer to my mom, you know, to help me out, to help me through everything. And, you know, I believe that, you know, she's really helped me out a lot and making me stay calm when I get on stage. And for me, you know, if this year, if a video ever comes out of the Natural Olympia, I like having fun on stage. You know, if it's dead silence, I'm kind of like a dead person. If there's music playing in the background, it's going to be fun. You know, it's very, very, I like being on stage, even though I'm a very, very quiet person, but I like being on stage and having fun on stage. the camaraderie on stage.
Perfect. Is there one thing you regret or you would have changed for the show?
You know, I can't say there's nothing that I would change. Everything, that whole weekend went good. You know, it was a great experience. From Julianne, you know, we have a tanning company. You know, that went well. You know, we ended up getting a lot of clientele from that. I stayed calm the whole time. You know, she was running around with the head, what do they call it, the chicken with the head cut off. You know, but you know, she was having fun. I was having fun. There's nothing that, you know, I can't say I regretted. You know, everything went perfect. And you know, there's always a time where, you know, things don't go perfect. But this whole experience this year was very, very fun. Actually, yeah, I do regret one thing. I wish I could have shipped the car back instead of driving it back, because that drive was too damn long. Even though I didn't drive most of the way, Julianne did, because I was still drunk. But it was fun.
Perfect. I do notice this year than last year, you are kind of the icon to the overall trainer, the overall champion, the overall kind of person someone looks up to. And I saw a lot of people outside in the audience go, wow, like just respect you and look up to you. And I think it wasn't mostly someone getting clientele, but it was earning a lot of respect in the industry. Did you feel that this year?
You know what, it's more this year than any other year. And you know, it's like I said, you know, I've always been like a quiet person. You know, to me, I'm really, really shy when it comes to, you know, talking to people. But you know, if you approach the way I am, if you approach me, then I have no problem talking to you. You know, I'll sit there, and most of the time I'll talk your ear off. But you know, I see this year a little bit more. It's been more, you know, I got to meet a lot of people this year as opposed to other previous years. And this year, like I said, it's been very, very fun. It was a fun year. It wasn't like, you know, previous years where I was so concerned about myself. You know, just for instance, you know, the day before my show, I was running around, you know, making sure my clients were okay, making sure everything was okay, not concerned about myself, even though I had to get on stage in less than 24 hours. You know, I was more concerned about them. I was running back and forth backstage to the, you know, to watch them prejudging back and forth, making sure the color was okay, making sure the posing was okay. So, you know, this year was a lot more fun.
I had two questions people asked me. What do you feed the man? Which we covered. I said buffalo. And how many years does he have left? What's he going for? What's your number?
Can't say right now. You know, just like previous years, I've always done about anywhere between 6 to 8 shows. Next year, it's not going to happen. Maybe, I know I'll do 2 shows for sure, which will be the Natural Universe and the Natural Olympia. So you can count on that. Now, Natural Universe, Natural Olympia, that's already, you know, you can mark it in the books. So whether it's going to happen for a 4th time, you know, I don't know. You know, you never know who's going to show up in the show. But as far as doing any previous shows before that, you know, I always said to myself, I said, you know, before this year ended, once the Natural Olympia is done, I'm done. You know, until the next year, as far as like, you know, doing any kind of shows, because from now on, from December all the way up until like June, July, basically it's all my daughter's time. You know, she starts playing softball. You know, I help her out with that. I coach with that. You know, that's more of the family time, spending more time with Julianne, vacation, you know, with my daughter. That's you know, put aside. You know, as far as like, will I be working out? Yeah, maybe I'll work out maybe like 3 times a week, 4 times a week. But you know, it's, you know, that's more of like my body, give my body a chance to rest. Give my time to my daughter, give my time to Julianne. You know, whatever they need, then we'll go from there. But as far as, you know, will it be a 4-peat? I can't say if I'm going to win my 4th title. Am I going to be going for it? Darn right I am. You know, I just feel that, you know, I'm having fun right now, even though it was hard this year, but I was having fun at the same time. And, you know, I'll tell you right now, until somebody beats me, I'm going to keep on going. You know, I want to thank, you know, Generate, which helped me out a lot, Anthony Almada, for a great product. You know, Vitargo has been an essence to me. You know, the night before, I usually take 2 scoops, which is 70 grams of, you know, Vitargo every hour upon the hour. That helps fill me out, along with Bison with my fats. So that's really helped me out a lot. You know, I mix it in like a little pudding. Targo's really helped me out a lot. You know, Julianne, you know, she's been like my backbone. You know, she does everything for me, make sure, you know, I keep my head on straight because I forget a lot of the times, a lot of the stuff. This year we actually changed up my tanning a little bit. You know, we used our tanning product along with, I use a different type of shimmer, which I lay on top of it, which I get from Australia, from Phil, the Tan Man. Thank you very much. You know, there's a lot of people I need to thank, even my clients. You know, my clients, without them, you know, they probably don't even know that, but they push me too. When I see them train hard, I want to even train even harder because I don't want to let them down, you know, as a trainer, as their, you know, their person that they're confiding in. So, you know, basically I want to thank everybody that's helped me out. Denny Keikos, you know, Kathy Saldana, Lorenzo Gaspar, you know, the Keikos family, you know, what organization can you compete in that they're going to give away a card? Not one. You know, I've competed in the IFBA, a couple of different other organizations. Nobody's ever given out a card. You know, I was very, very fortunate to this year that, you know, they were giving out a card and I happened to be the winner. A lot of people now are talking about, oh, well, he can't fit in the car. It doesn't matter if I can fit in the car or not. I can fit in the car. You know, it's a brand new car. And like I said, there's no other organization, you know, besides the INBA, PNBA that gives out a card. So, you know, thank you to the Keikos family. You know, they're really looking out for the athletes, and, you know, each year it's getting better and better. So if you watch out, you know, what's going to happen next year, you never know. They might give out 2 cars, but, you know, just make sure you stay tuned, and, you know, thank you very much.